My name is Mike. I'm a 26-year-old ordinary office worker. Every day, I get yelled at by my bald manager, which stresses me out to the max. I've been targeted by the manager because my sales performance hasn't been very good. I wish I could sell products left and right like my colleague, John, but I've given up because customers say I'm too pushy. Working for an insurance company, I've gotten tired of always being told we don't need such products. I wonder if it's okay to keep doing this job forever. I chose this industry thinking it would be helpful to someone, but now I feel like it was a mistake. The history of insurance is old, and I've heard that in ancient Europe it was established for widows who lost their husbands. Now, there are systems like the survivor's pension and widow's pension, and for private insurance, there's life insurance. I chose to work for a life insurance company, thinking I could be of help to someone. I joined a company full of enthusiasm, thinking I could help people in trouble with insurance, but I was disgusted by the quota hell. This month, I was told to bring in as many contracts as possible and was sent out for sales rounds before I even learned the basics of selling, which confused me. Since I couldn't go home without securing a contract, I somehow managed to get a friend to sign up for insurance, but soon rumors spread that he's a dangerous salesman and he'd do anything for money, causing me to become estranged. I tried approaching relatives, but they wouldn't give me the time of day, and I ended up being branded a failure. Thus, I became a target of manager and got yelled at every chance he got. Moreover, manager seems to enjoy sending me on errands, ordering me to buy an energy drink from the convenience store or buy cigarettes. I wish he would buy them himself, but if I ignore him, he starts freaking out, so I comply even though it's a hassle. I wonder why I have to run errands, but it's probably because there's no one else better. Everyone else is capable of doing their jobs and seems busy moving around, so it's hard to even approach them. I guess I look idle from the outside, which makes me want to cry a little. Even though I'm doing my best, it's unrewarding. I've come to dislike the company itself, thinking I'm about to be sidelined, and going there has become a chore. On my way back from a sales call, I was driving on an unusual route. I usually take a shortcut, but it was under construction, so I had to detour. Then, I saw a luxury car parked on the side of the road. I wondered why it was stopped there. It didn't seem to be stuck in a ditch, nor did it look like it had been in an accident. A woman, who appeared to have been inside, was standing outside, looking troubled. She was very beautiful and seemed to be in her 20s. She was pacing around the car, seemingly talking to herself. I parked my car on the side and approached her. "Excuse me, is there something wrong?" "Actually, it seems like my car has stalled. I've called for a tow truck, but because of the construction, they said it would be delayed." "Oh, I see. That's tough, especially since it's cold to wait out here." "Yes, it is. I don't know what to do. Since it's a stall, may I take a look at your car? Maybe I can do something about it." "Wait, but can you really fix it? Are you in the car business?" "No, I work in sales at an insurance company, but I know pretty much about cars." "Well, I won't know until I take a look, but please wait a moment. I'll go get my toolbox." "Okay, then please do." I went to get the toolbox that I always keep in my company car. I'm not in the car business, but I always carry a toolbox for minor troubles. I can do basic repairs myself. Then I approached her car and opened the hood. Maybe here. Let me fiddle with it a bit." Are you sure this is okay?" "Don't worry. I'll manage somehow." This might be the cause. Let me open this." "Yes, this is it. This part is faulty." "Really? You can tell? That's amazing. And you're not even in the car business." "It's kind of a hobby of mine. Now, I think the engine should start. Could you try it?" I encouraged her to start the engine. And so, the woman inserted the key and started the car's engine. With a vroom, the engine started successfully, and I sighed in relief. Good. Amazing. The engine started right up. "Thank you so much." "Oh, what's your name?" "No need to mention it." "Is that so?" "Wow, I didn't notice manager had called. Sorry, I have to return to the office, so I'll be excusing myself here. Please be careful. You might still want to contact a professional just to be safe." "Oh, yes. Thank you for everything. I will never forget this favor." The woman thanked me and left. I also had to hurry back to the office, or manager would give me a piece of his mind. Though I knew I'd be in trouble anyway, the sooner I got back, the less bad his mood would be. When I returned to the office, manager glared at me and started yelling. "Where have you been loafing around?" he said, but it's not like I was playing around. I told him I had helped a woman in trouble on the side of the road, but he accused me of making up stories. "You always lie. I told you to come back soon. Look at all this paperwork piled up. You're nothing but a useless person who's always out having fun." No, I wasn't playing around. I was helping someone in trouble. Why won't you believe me? As if someone like you could help anyone. Besides, you're not even in the car business, so there's no way you could fix a stall. You're just hopeless, always making up stories. But it's true. Just get on with your work. This is for the meeting the day after tomorrow, so get it over with quickly. Got it? What? The day after tomorrow? I wasn't informed. There was no meeting scheduled for then. Why so sudden? It was decided on short notice. Stop complaining and just do it. Really, you are always complaining. Be grateful that you even have a job. You could have been fired by now. Incompetent at work, always slacking off and making excuses. Truly, you are just bad news. Manager dumped a file on my desk. The file was incredibly thick, and there were 8 of them. I was supposed to go through the files and summarize everything into data, but it seemed impossible to finish by the meeting the day after tomorrow. However, I felt like I would really be sidelined if I didn't do it, so I ended up having to work desperately on creating data. That night, I overworked until late at night and only managed to sleep around 2:30 a.m. I had to leave the house before 6 a.m. the next morning, ending up completely sleep-deprived as I headed to work. I was tired out but couldn't help thinking about the woman from yesterday and wondered how she was doing. Had she made it home safely? Before I knew it, it had become noon. I decided to go out to buy lunch as usual from a convenience store. Lately, to save money, I've been buying the cheapest rolls, 2 of them, and coffee. My salary was cut, so I shouldn't even be using convenience stores, but there's no supermarket close by, so I had no choice. After buying lunch at the convenience store, I hurried back to the office. Upon returning, manager yelled at me, "Why didn't you buy cigarettes while you were out?" Idiot. I was irritated, but held my tongue. I thought to myself that he should buy his own cigarettes. Somehow, I finished my work and went home, where I finally could relax. Just then, the doorbell rang, so I opened the front door, wondering who it could be at this hour. In front of the door stood a group of stern-looking men in black suits, resembling Mafia, and I froze on the spot. "Boss, this is definitely the guy. He matches the description the young lady gave us." "Ah, so this is the guy. What was going on? What are they talking about me? Did I do something?" As these thoughts raced through my mind, my heart pounded wildly. I have never dealt with Mafia or sold insurance to them in my life. I mean, I don't think Mafia can even follow most insurance policies, so it would be pointless to try. I've never interacted with Mafia in my life and have really done nothing. I couldn't understand why these people were talking about me like this, and my legs trembled uncontrollably. Standing was as much as I could manage, like a newborn fawn. "Hey, you. What did you do to my precious daughter?" "Eek. There must be some mistake. I haven't done anything. I don't even know your daughter. Could you possibly have the wrong person?" "Huh? Don't play dumb with me. Something's been off with my precious Sabrina for a while now. You did something, didn't you? I keep telling you, I don't know what you are talking about." "What? What are you pulling now, huh? You're the one, aren't you?" "No, like I said, I really haven't done anything." "And who is your daughter, anyway?" "This right here. Can you see? This is my cute Sabrina. Look at her. Look at this beauty." The man, who seemed to be the Mafia boss, showed me his smartphone as if displaying a badge of authority. On the smartphone screen was the woman I had helped. What? This stern-looking man's daughter is that woman. I was shocked by how different they looked, but since he called her his cute daughter, she must really be his daughter. While I was frozen, a younger man glared at me. "Hey, what are you freezing up for, huh? You did something to our young lady, didn't you? It's your fault. It's your fault that our young lady ended up like this." "That's right. It's your fault my cute Sabrina ended up like this. How are you gonna make this right? What do you mean make it right? I'm in trouble here. I haven't done anything. Huh? Don't lie, you did something. Our young lady, she's always out of it. Always spacing out, all floaty. Huh? She must have been forced into something bad. I've never seen Sabrina so spaced out. Hey, what did you do to Sabrina? Speak up or I'll dump you in the ocean. Wait, please. Anything but being dumped in the ocean. I just saw your daughter's car had stalled, so I fixed it. I opened the hood, and then I checked under the car, and I really just fixed the stall. I didn't do anything bad. It's a misunderstanding. Is that so? I see. So, the young lady has fallen for this guy, huh? Boss, looks like the young lady has just got a crush. That's great. It doesn't seem like a bad illness, nor was she forced into anything strange. Quiet, Hudson. What's so great about it? I won't accept a marriage with a straight-laced person. A mafia's daughter and a straight-laced person can't be together. They won't be happy. But didn't the late boss's wife come from a straight-laced family? Shut up. Don't talk about that anymore. Don't bring up Ruby. Even you won't get off scot-free. Yes, I understand. Sorry, boss. Hudson, the man being scolded, looked dejected. Before that, though, why did the conversation suddenly turn to marriage? Sure, I thought Sabrina was beautiful, but I hadn't considered marriage. I just helped her because she was in trouble, with no ulterior motives. Then, only the boss left in a hurry. Hudson, the young man, stayed behind and asked if I had time to talk. Since I had no plans, I invited Hudson into my house. Man, there's no place to even step, he said as he entered. So, here's the thing. Would you consider dating our young lady? Please, it's a request. Whoa, hold on. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Me and Sabrina. Yeah, like I said, she's been all spaced out. Going on about some wonderful man this and wanting to meet him again that, it's kinda scary. You don't look like that wonderful man to me, but to our young lady, you must be. Hey, that's rude. I'm not wonderful at all. Sorry, just kidding. Anyway, would you consider dating her? Plus, despite what the boss says, I'm sure he wants her to marry a straight-laced guy. Is that so? The boss seemed opposed to the idea of his mafia daughter, Sabrina, dating a straight-laced guy like me, thinking it wouldn't work out. He says that, but deep down, he probably wants her to be with a straight-laced guy. I can tell. After all, he once thought if he were straight-laced himself, it would have been better, considering he even pondered quitting the mafia for the woman he loved. I see. The boss has had his struggles, huh? Despite appearances, he's had a hard life and is quite clumsy. He feels he troubled his late wife a lot and regrets not being able to tell her he loved her before she passed. So, he probably really does want her to end up with a straight-laced guy. Please, I'm begging you, date our young lady. She's beautiful, smart, and domestic. You'll definitely like her. If you think I'm suitable. Actually, I thought she was very beautiful the first time I saw her and even fantasized about dating her. It's creepy, isn't it, for a guy like me? No, I get it. She's definitely a looker. Glad you're interested in our young lady. By the way, how did you know where I live? How could you come to my place? This right here, the pen and notebook you dropped. Oh, that's from my company. In the notebook I thought I lost. Hudson pulled out a pen and notebook distributed by my company. The pen had my company's logo, making it instantly recognizable as ours. My name and address were written in the notebook. However, the address was of the apartment I previously lived in, so Hudson and his crew had to inquire around to pinpoint my new place. They managed to find the new apartment location but not the unit number, so they resorted to a door-to-door search strategy. From there, they tried to find a man matching my description. Hudson said my unique appearance made it easy to identify me. Actually, I have unusual eyes. I have heterochromia, which is often seen in white cats. While heterochromia is occasionally seen in white cats, it's rare in humans. That's why I've always been a curiosity. My right eye is brown, and my left is a grayish blue. Doctors aren't sure why, but it hasn't affected my vision, so I grew up with it. Because of my eyes, I've endured a lot of pain. As a kid, being called scary made it hard to make friends, and I spent a lot of time alone in kindergarten. After realizing my eyes were different, I begged my mom to let me grow my bangs. My mother used to say that growing my bangs long would damage my eyesight, but I cried so much that she reluctantly let me grow them out. In kindergarten, I was allowed to wear my hair however I wanted, but in exchange, I was told to use a clip, like the ones girls use, to hold my bangs back when watching TV at home. I followed these instructions, but one day I went shopping with my mom while still wearing the clip, and a girl passing by on the street stared at me intently. Realizing I had left my hair clipped up, I quickly removed the clip and used my bangs to cover my eyes again. Such incidents continued, making it difficult for me to make friends, which worried my parents. Feeling pity that I would have to live with concerns about my eyes forever, one day my parents gave me a present. That present was a white kitten. The kitten had heterochromia, with one gold eye and one blue eye. My parents thought having a cat with the same heterochromia as me would be somewhat encouraging. By chance, a friend's cat had kittens, and even though this one was a bit skinny and had no one else to take it, my mother felt sorry for it and decided to adopt it. We named the kitten Dumpling. Because he was as white as a dumpling, we named him with a straightforward naming sense of dumpling, and at home, we called him Don. By the way, Don was male. After Don came into my life, I became more positive and stopped being pessimistic about my eyes. Even though Don has heterochromia like me, he's strong and fights with other cats. When Don goes outside, he always chases away the crows that invade our yard and fends off stray cats. Inspired by him, I started to stand up for myself in elementary school, responding back when other kids said something to me. Well, anyhow, my eyes are different from normal people. Heterochromia, also known as iris heterochromia, is rare, which is probably why Sabrina remembered me right away. Even though my eyes were once deemed creepy when I was younger, I thought it was worth it if a beauty like her remembered me. Hudson then said he would come back here next Saturday, and to his boss's house. That means he's going to take me to a Mafia's house. But when Saturday came, there was a loud knock on my door in the morning, making me think it was some kind of collection. I wish they would use the doorbell properly. Mike, I've come to pick you up. Let's go. Please wait a moment. Isn't it just 7 a.m.? You're quite eager, but I just got home at 2 a.m. last night and didn't sleep until 3:30. Come on, just hurry up. The young lady is waiting. Let's go. All right, I got it. Rushed by Hudson, I decided to quickly change. My hair is naturally curly, so it's hard to fix, but I managed to blow dry it and get it somewhat in order. After making sure I wasn't dirty anywhere, I headed to the parking lot. There, I found a kind of black luxury car you'd expect from the Mafia. Well, I thought, typical Mafia. Hudson sat in the driver's seat, gripping the steering wheel. Then he started the engine and drove off exhilaratingly. I wondered if people would find it suspicious for a fully tinted luxury car to be driving around so early in the morning. Soon, we arrived at the boss's house. This is the boss's house, but it also serves as their office, so it's quite large. I was told that some of the younger Mafia members live in the office. I was led inside the house, and it was incredibly spacious. It looked big from the outside, but entering inside, I was again overwhelmed by its size. I found myself wondering if all the glass was bulletproof, a random thought. Then I was led into the reception room, where Sabrina was. Seeing me, she blushed and said, "We meet again, my destined one." Destined? How come you say that? Mike and I have met before, long ago. After you helped me that day, I remembered I had met you long before. Seeing your eyes, I thought I had seen them somewhere. Oh, these heterochromia eyes. They are rare. But I thought that was the first time we met, during the car breakdown. No, we met when we were in kindergarten. I saw you on the street once. I thought, what beautiful eyes that boy has, and I couldn't help staring. But then my mother told me it's not polite to stare at strangers like that, and I felt guilty afterward. Wait, was it near the Smile supermarket in Kentfield? Yes, that's right. My grandmother lived in Kentfield. I remember now. There was a girl who stared at me. I was so embarrassed at the time that I turned away. So that girl was you, Sabrina. Yes, it was me. After I went home, I thought about where I had seen those eye colors before, and then remembered after a while. I thought it must be fate. I fell in love with you at first sight when I was young. I've thought about you ever since, but we never met again. After you fixed my car and I got home, I confirmed it was a fateful encounter. It's nice to hear you say that. Hey, isn't that sweet, Sabrina? To think you had such an encounter. Yes, that's how it was. Hudson, I'm sorry for worrying you. You must have been very concerned because I've been acting strange lately, right? Yes, I was worried since you seemed to be in a daze no matter what. I'm sorry for causing worry, but I'm fine. I just wanted to meet the person I've been thinking about for so long. I'm so happy we could reunite like this. It must be some kind of fate. Yes, it seems so. Sabrina kept smiling at me sweetly. From her delicate smile, you wouldn't think she was the daughter of a mafia boss. Since she looks nothing like the boss's stern face, I wondered if she resembles her mother, who comes from a straight-laced family. Then, Sabrina said to me, I guess Hudson asked you to date me, huh? I'm sorry, Mike. Well, I'm sorry, Sabrina. I overstepped my bounds. I'll take responsibility. If my little finger will do. Stop it, Hudson. Don't say such dangerous things. I'm not angry. I just thought it was kind of sweet that you were looking out for me in your own way. Is that so? That's a relief. To be honest, yes. Hudson did ask me to date you, Sabrina. But I'm not considering dating you just because Hudson asked me to. Then. I've come to want to date you from my own heart. I never thought you were my destiny. Thank you for remembering me. I've always been troubled by my eyes since I was young. Being called creepy or scary, and being avoided, I thought maybe I was cursed. That's not true at all. Your eyes are very mystical and wonderful. Moreover, I fell for your kindness. I was so happy when you helped me with my stalled car. After all, even though my car was parked by the roadside, no one paid any attention to me. Everyone is so caught up in their own lives, they don't care about others, do they? Maybe you're right. Modern society is busy. But I'm glad I could make you happy with that little gesture. No, it's amazing. Even though you're not in a car business, you fixed it so quickly. Are cars your hobby? Yes, they are. But I don't own any fancy cars, and all the cars I've had were used. I buy beat-up cars cheaply and maintain them myself. I'm not a professional mechanic, so there's a lot I can't do, but I can handle most things myself. I've been tinkering with cars as a hobby, but the cars I own are all beaters. I can afford a new car on my low salary since I don't earn much from incentives. Some of my peers who are good at sales buy expensive new cars, but I had to settle for used ones. I heard from my brother that turning a hobby into a job could be tough, so I didn't become a mechanic. He's a mechanic, and despite loving cars and entering the industry, he got burnt out dealing with difficult customers and tough repairs. So, I keep work and hobbies separate. After sharing my feelings with Sabrina, I felt a bit relieved. I would like to date Sabrina if possible. Whether she's a mafia's daughter or not doesn't matter to me at this point. While the three of us were talking in the living room, the door opened and the boss walked in. It seemed he had been listening to our conversation from outside. I was sweating, thinking the boss might say something to me. I was trembling, thinking I might be in serious trouble for confessing to his precious daughter. However, the boss suddenly broke into a smile and said to me, "Please, take care of Sabrina." Boss. Dad, I really want Sabrina to marry a straight-laced guy and be happy. I regret not being able to make Ruby happy. Ruby, my wife and Sabrina's mother, was the daughter of a very ordinary family. One day, when I had sprained my ankle and fallen, Ruby helped me. After that, we started dating and had Sabrina. But since it was a shotgun wedding, I never managed to build a good relationship with Ruby's father, my father-in-law. Because of my inadequacy, Ruby couldn't see her parents much until the end. Boss. Ruby used to tell me how coldly she was treated when she took Sabrina to her parents' house a few times. Even when she found out she had cancer, she said it was karma hitting her. If karma was to hit, it should have hit me, not her. Please don't say that, boss. Thank you. To think I'd be worried by a straight-laced guy, I must be losing it. Could you please make Sabrina happy? I really want her to live in a place bathed in sunlight. That's my wish. You like Sabrina, don't you? Yes, I was deeply moved by Sabrina's feelings and came to like her. Then it's settled. If you and Sabrina get married, I'll build you a house. And I'll buy everything you need. Really. After that, we decided to date with marriage in mind. Sabrina looks like a fine lady from a good family when she's just being herself. No one would think she's the daughter of a mafia family. Later, Sabrina and I got married. At that time, I quit my job and found a new one, which led to a salary increase. My friends came to the wedding, but they were all frozen stiff because there were many stern-looking mafia members. Nobody knew my spouse was the daughter of a mafia. But after getting married, Sabrina lived not as a mafia's daughter, but as a working wife doing a regular office job. She works hard every day at household chores for me, which I'm very grateful for. Next time, we'll go out together in Sabrina's car. This car, which brought us together, holds a special place in my heart. I want to keep it running and cherish it for a long time.